Hello everybody, welcome back and thank you for joining me for another video. All right, we are into September. I cannot believe it. It is September already. So that being said, let me tell you what's happening in September. Well, one thing is happening in September. That is my Montreal workshop, September 14th. That is coming up like in a week and a half. And I still have spots available if you are in and around the Montreal area or a couple hours away. Come and drive out. Come and see me in Montreal September 14th. If you want information on that event, email me at canellaciraco@gmail.com. Fluid art experience. It was supposed to be in Texas this September, but that got postponed to March. Mid-March, 14, 15, 16, I believe, somewhere around there. So I will be heading to Dallas, Texas in March of 2025. Information for that event is in the description below the video. It is www.fluidartexperience.com. And then, of course, I'm also teaching classes here in my home studio. October 19th and 20th. If you want to come to London, Ontario, and you want to come and learn with me in person here in a nice, quiet, private, intimate setting, small class, you can email me as well. Let's see what else. Calendars. The year is coming to an end, which means 2025 calendars will be up for sale soon. If you are interested and want to purchase another calendar, you know, if you're one of those people who's been buying one from me every year, awesome. Or it could be the first time you buy a calendar. I will be getting 2025 calendars ready for sale soon. If you would like to pre-order a calendar, I'm only going to make a certain amount of them, and once they're gone, they are gone, okay? So if you are interested in purchasing a calendar, you can email me at canellaciraco@gmail.com. You can inquire and also do a pre-order and buy yours today, tomorrow, whatever. And then once I get them in, they'll be ready for shipping. So let's see. Classes discussed. Calendar discussed. Let me show you the dried results of the last video. Look how perfect it dried. I am super excited how it dried. It's perfect. I love it. I love the white and black split. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. Everybody in the comments, I even posted it on like Facebook and Instagram, and everybody just loved the black and white split. I love color split bases, and not necessarily just black and white. I love just color splits in general. Do you remember that color split series I did with the Smokies long time ago? That was so much fun. But yeah, color splits are awesome. So this is a 10 by 30 inch canvas, and it just needs a top coat of crystal resin. And if anyone is interested, this piece is available. You know what to do. You can email me. I think that's it for the intro. I'm like back and to normal from my jet lag from Greece. I'm already planning my trip for Greece next year. I'm not joking. I'm already on the computer, you know, looking at where to go, what Airbnbs to stay at, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm back to normal, thank goodness. And kids start school tomorrow. Oh my goodness, my kids. Lucas is in high school. He's in grade 9. I can't believe this kid is in high school. A lot of you saw my Greece pictures at the end of my video from the last video, and so many of you said how much my kids have grown. Yes, they are growing like weeds, and yes, Lucas is actually taller than me, and I'm not even a short person. So yes, that kid and Sophia, both of them are growing, and I'm glad you guys really enjoyed those videos and the pictures and the video of Juno and Echo. All right, so that's it. Let's get started. I'm doing something fun today. Let me get myself set up and I'll be right back. All right, everybody. So today I'm doing a blowout, but a little bit differently. It is going to be a blowout using resin. I've done it before, long time ago. We're probably talking like 4 years ago. Don't even remember what video it was. It was a long, long time ago. So I thought, you know what? Today I'm going to do a blowout and I'm going to use my crystal resin. I'm going to use my TLP piggies and we're going to do a blowout. So let me start off by telling you, this is a wood board. It's just a cheap wood board. I was practicing some other stuff on and I had prepped this one to try some practice stuff on, and then it just sat there. So I'm like, hey, perfect board for today's video. So it's a 12 by 16 inch board, and I have already, because I said it was going to be a practice piece for something else, put a black layer of resin on top. Okay, you don't have to do that. You could just paint it black, paint it white. Always prime your boards, your wood panels, no matter what, because they are porous. And if you were just pour straight onto the board, it'll breathe, it'll cause lots of air bubbles. So in order to prevent that, I would suggest, 2 to 3 coats of gesso, or even, 4 coats of paint, or even better, do a layer of resin on top, but again, I still also prime the bottom. But this has a layer of resin, black resin, and that's perfect for the colors I'm using today. So first off, let me tell you, I am using my all-time favorite resin, crystal resin. I've been using this for 5 years now, and this is all I will ever use because I love the product, and it's a Canadian product. So you can get it here in Canada, and for those of you in the US, you can buy that, and it actually ends up being cheaper for you because of the exchange rate. So lucky you guys. Free shipping over $50 in the US and Canada. And of course, you could always save 7% off using code Kanella7. Information in the description below with the link and the discount code. All right, and the piggies I'm using today. So I'm using this little piggy pigments. Okay, can you use paint? Yes, you can use paint, but you have to know how much paint to put in resin. If you put way too much paint in the resin, it will not work. The paint will alter the chemical balance of the resin, and you're gonna end up with a sloppy mess. So I suggest you use pigments or pastes for resin if you're gonna try this. I don't recommend paint. I'm using, like I said, my TLP piggies, which you can find in the Fluid Art Co website. Again, link in the description below. So I have Violet Rain, I have Lakeside, then I have Enchantment, followed by Tail Feather, and then topping it off, we have Sangria, one of my favorite colors. So I've gone ahead already and mixed some of my crystal resin just to save time. And I was going to mix these and I totally forgot. Like I put the resin in them and I totally forgot. So these need a mixing. I'll do that in a second, but I wanted to show you. So I literally just put a heaping popsicle stick of powder in the cup. Okay, I always put the powder first so that when you get your resin, you can just pour the resin on top of the powder. And then when you're mixing it, it's not gonna poof up in your face. Please be very careful when you are using pigments. Stir slowly, just until you get everything nicely incorporated, because you do not want these dust particles or any mica or pigment or any other stuff you're using particles to go up into your face and up into your nose and into your, body. You don't want that, okay? It's not healthy for you. So if you want to wear a mask, just one of those COVID masks, you could do that as well. So give everything a super duper good stir, but I always recommend for you to put the powder down first and then put the resin on top of it. That way it kind of coats it and there are less likely of a chance for it to puff up and blow up in your face. See, nothing. Make sure you scrape the sides and the bottom as you are doing this. Okay, so if you've never used resin, you can check out video number 429. It is a tutorial on how I use the resin and how I top coat pieces, but there's a lot of information in that video about how to use resin, how to properly mix it, and a lot of information about resin. All right, so check out video number 429. All right, one more color to mix and we are ready to go. Let me move these out of the way. All righty, one more. I don't know what kind of design I'm gonna do today. Should be interesting to see how this is gonna blow out because this is thick. It's not thinned out like my blowout paints with water and Floetrol. So there's gonna be a little bit of a trick to this. Woo, I almost dropped that, oh my goodness. Okay, so there are my colors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put a clear layer of resin on my board. I'm gonna save a little just in case I need some. Don't need to scrape it all out of the cup. Maybe a little more in the center. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna use my heat gun to warm it up so that I can spread it out. I always like to double glove, which I forgot to get a second glove, because then after I get my fingers messy with resin, I can always take the first glove off. All right, so with my fingers, I am just going to spread the resin and make sure I get my sides nicely covered. Now my board is level. I made sure it was fully level. Make sure your board is level. Now normally I only resin in the evenings so that I can do what I need to do and then walk out of the studio and don't come back until the next day, because you know, you don't want the risk of getting a doggy hair or a cat hair or any fluff in your pieces. But it is morning because I have to do this video for you guys. So I'm just going to work on it, walk out of the studio, and probably not come back till tomorrow when it's ready. But, and then I'll show you guys the dried results in the next video because I need a day or two for this to dry. All right, now I'm just gonna make sure this is all covered nicely. It feels so good on your fingers. All right, so, and that's it. So I'm gonna do one last run by with my fingers along the edges and make sure there is no dry spots. Yep. Nicely fully covered. And now I can take off this glove and that's it. And now I have a clean hand. Ah! And I also put the glove in the resin. That was silly. All right, so now I have a clean glove. So now I'm gonna take my heat gun again and pop the air bubbles. So pop the air bubbles and it warms up the resin for me, because the warmer it is, the better it's going to flow. All right, so I haven't even really decided what kind of, I see a hair in there already, what composition I want to do here. I guess I'll just do my wispy design. Just let's keep it simple for now. So I'm going to start here and go across, and I shall do a wispy out here. Okay? And if you have any leftover resin, which you probably will, throw it in a silicone mold, whether it's a hard or any like silicone molds you may have kicking around. Never waste your resin. Always find something to put it in. Even if you don't have enough to fill that mold, you could always just continue to fill it until, you know, it gets full to the top. So here's an example. Long time ago, I did this cute little elephant and I kept pouring little bits and I made a rainbow elephant, and I've kept him ever since. He's probably about 5 years old. I love him. He's so cute. All right. So yeah, never throw away resin. You can always make something, even if it's just like a paperweight or something. You know what I mean? All right. There we go here. And here. And now we've got tail feather. These TLP piggies are just so pretty. So once I'm done layering this down, I'm going to use the heat gun to warm up the resin, this colored resin I just put down, and also pop the bubbles. So I'm gonna warm it up, but then I'm going to use my hair dryer to actually blow it out. Now, why don't I use the heat gun to blow it out? Because it's not powerful enough to actually blow, and it's also emitting a crazy amount of heat because it's a heat gun. And if you use it too much, you are going to burn the resin, okay? So you don't want to do that. So let's heat this up and pop the bubbles. Like, I could probably use the heat gun, but I don't want to risk it. Let's try the hair dryer first, and if it doesn't work, I'll go back to the heat gun. All right. I'm gonna stop real quick because I love sangria, but I don't like what it's doing in terms of color. So I'm gonna add some more of this blue on top. I love sangria, but it's not working for me in this right now. So I want some blue on the top. And I hope I didn't mess anything up. We shall find out. Let me heat it up real quick. No, I can't because I unplugged it. Oh well. Oh, I can heat it up with my torch. You can do that too. If you don't have a heat gun, you can use a torch, but a heat gun is way better. All right, let's try again. The sangria is really throwing me off here. I have to make sure I clean my hair dryer really well with rubbing alcohol to get any resin off of that. I love the blowout. Like, I mean, you're not going to get crazy cell action. I've heard if you spray some rubbing alcohol, you might get some cell action going, but I don't know what to think of this. I think the sangria is really throwing me off here, and I feel like I should do something here. I should play with it. I think I want to play with it. I probably shouldn't. Should I? Or should I leave well enough alone? Maybe I should take my own advice, you know, where I say just step back, look at it, and see if you want to do anything. Although that doesn't really apply for resin sometimes because you can't really sit and wait for it. Maybe I'll try and blow a little bit more. Oh, I got some little cells happening there. I wonder what would happen if I did spritz it with some rubbing alcohol, just to see what would happen. Boy, oh boy, do I ever love that blue. It's like a turquoise. It's really cool. Now let me grab my spritzer. Hold on. Might be a good idea, might not be a good idea. We shall see. So just in this little dollar store bottle, I have 99% rubbing alcohol. All right. I don't know. Let's do a corner. Oh, look at that. You can't see that. It definitely did something. I'm gonna mist it. I don't know if I should have done that or not. Oh my gosh, it did do so many things. Oh my gosh. But I didn't get this part here. Wow. Now you really have to mist it. If you like on top, that's gonna be a bad thing. Oh my gosh, I have to somehow mist this. Oh, geez, did you even see that? It wasn't even a mist. It was more like a plop. But oh my goodness, did it ever change the painting? Wow. Okay, so there you go. Do it. I would totally do it. Holy cow, what a difference that just made to that painting. I love it so much more. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to bring you guys in for a close-up now, and you'll really get to see it. Be right back. All right, everybody. So I've taken the leftover resin. I put it here in this mold. Just let it fill up with whatever you've got left, and eventually you'll have a cool little paperweight. All right, so there we go. I was going to say it's not focusing. Look at what the rubbing alcohol did. Oh, my camera is just changing color on me if I go too close. Let me see if I can zoom in. But you see all those circles? It's almost like octopus looking. Ah, my camera is not giving you guys the true color. But look at what it did. That is the result of spritzing it. Spritzing, okay? You gotta spritz the rubbing alcohol. Otherwise, it just looked really plain and boring. So yeah, definitely spritz it. I'm glad I did that. This is so cool. So it just goes to show a blowout can be done using resin. Now I'm gonna turn the lights off and turn the flash on and we'll see what happens, but there's my color changing camera again. There we go. I don't know. Let's turn the lights off. Okay, lights are off, flash is on, and of course this thing is going to be nothing but shimmer because it's TLP piggies, of course. Guess you get a better idea with this part here because, you know, the color's not changing. Look at all that. They look like tentacles, octopus tentacles. How interesting is this? This is super cool. So if you did something like this with all blues, different shades of blues, and then spritzed it, and then through like a metal insert stencil, you know, like the turtles I use from Loli Veffy, that would be super cool. You could totally slap a metal insert on top of this and just, it would be super cool. Look, it's like tentacles. I actually really like the effect. Very cool. Very, very cool. And there you have it, everybody. I'm trying to like find the best light here. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. It was fun. It was interesting. I may try it again one day. We'll see. But you should definitely give it a try. And don't forget, you can get your crystal resin and your pigments. And you can get that information in the description below. So again, classes, all that information for workshops in the description below. And let me know, email me if you would like to pre-order a 2025 wall calendar. All right, so that is it for me for now. Until next time, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.